What's up, NASCAR racing fans? This is Ryan with NASCAR Authentic Reviews, and I'm back with another video. So today's video will be of the items and diecast I got over the Coca-Cola 600 weekend. So this video I was kind of wanting to put up, and then I found Wave 3 of NASCAR Authentic, so I went ahead and put that video up instead of this one. But yeah, so here we go. We're finally up to it. It's a couple weeks late, but nevertheless, here it is. So yeah, so I did get a couple diecasts. I did get some autographs and some other things to go along with it. So I'm pretty excited. You know, there are some more diecasts I wanted to get, but unfortunately, it didn't work out for a couple different reasons. One kind of reason is I was planning on getting most of my diecasts at the racetrack. I was actually expecting to get them at the Fanatics tent, but well, for some people it's fortunately. For me, it's honestly kind of unfortunately. I kind of like the Fanatics tent, but they had the haulers there instead of the Fanatics tent, and a couple of reasons why I did like the Fanatics tent is because you did get some, you had the areas for maybe the less, more or less common drivers. At the haulers, it was pretty much just Hendrick Motorsports, Joe Gibbs Racing, stuff like that. There were not too much of a variety. There were not too many low-budget teams, and also you weren't able to see the stuff. There was not as much stuff. There were a few diecasts, not really too much new diecast-wise. But yeah, I never really got into the haulers, to be honest. I kind of like the Fanatics because, like, again, you got to be able to see it. You got to be able to sort through the stuff. I really like to, especially with the 1/64 scale diecast, really be able to go through all the diecast and try to pick out the best ones. Because we know Lionel is kind of slacking right now in their diecast production with all the paint chips and misplaced decals and stuff like that. So I really like to sort through and make sure I get the best diecast. But yeah, so to me, honestly, I'd rather see the Fanatics tents. I believe actually at the haulers, I was going to get diecast. I was going to get Chase Elliott's Sunoco Rookie of the Year diecast there, but they were $8.99. So I was like, well, $8.99. I might as well just go home and go ahead and order them off of eBay and get them for $7.99. Actually cheaper offline, or I guess online. So that was kind of ridiculous in my opinion. But nevertheless, here we go. Here's a review. That's kind of my rant. So yeah, so the first day we went over to Hendrick Motorsports. This was the Saturday. If you hadn't seen my Coca-Cola 600 race experience, I'll put a link up there in the description after the video. But yeah, so the Saturday before the race, we went up to Hendrick Motorsports, kind of looked around there a little bit, and we went into their race shops and their historical museum kind of thing, and their gift shop and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool going in there, and I did pick up the two diecasts there. I picked up those two Jimmie Johnson diecasts, and I got some lug nuts, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, so in the race shop actually we went to first to get some hero cards. So I guess we'll kind of go and sort through some of these. Of course, you have Chase Elliott with the Napa car. Not too much to look at with this. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause the video. But there you go. There's Chase Elliott's hero card. Here's Jimmie Johnson's, one of Jimmie Johnson's. So you see there, really not too much. And Casey Kane's had practically nothing on his. But that's for his Liftmaster car. But so I got several hero cards just to have them, just for the heck of it. And there you see Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his. And we stopped by Hooters on the way back from the Hendrick Motorsports. There's a Hooters right there near the track and the Hendrick Motorsports team shop, so I went ahead and got that, and took a few pictures of the car there. So there we see Dale Jr.'s Exalta scheme as well, so there we go. Not too much to talk about. I think it puts the schedule for the Exalta schemes he's going to run. Of course, back here, where are we, June? Yeah, so there we go. There's his, and here's another Jimmie Johnson one. Pretty much the same thing, except the back is different. But there we go, and here's Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Mountain Dew. So there you go. See Earnhardt Jr. with the Mountain Dew fire suit. And the last Jimmie Johnson one, the one for the Coca-Cola 600 weekend, the patriotic one. So that's a pretty cool one there. And yeah, so there we go. And we will move on. So those were the hero cards, and another thing that I got at the Hendrick Motorsports gift shop would be these two items. So actually the lug nuts I got with it, but they were about $1 a piece, I believe it was. But I'm not I'm quite sure that they are not race-used lug nuts. I'm pretty sure that they were lug nuts used for the pit stops, the practice pit stops up there at the race shop. So, hence the reason why they were $1 a piece. But I actually got them for free with the purchase of diecast. So she went and threw those in along with it because they had a big bucket full of lug nuts. So I don't think they were for too much of a loss. But yeah, so there we go. I just thought they kind of looked for good for a little display. I've always kind of wanted lug nuts, race-used or not. Just for the looks, because the yellow is kind of good looking. So there we go. Set this to the side, and we will move on to the diecast. So the first of 2 diecasts, I guess we'll go ahead and go with the 2016 diecast, the championship diecast for Jimmie Johnson, the second Jimmie Johnson championship diecast that I've gotten. I'll show you a picture after this of the championship diecast that I have throughout the years, going back to 2013, I believe. So here we go. I guess we'll go ahead and look at the box. I always forget this part, but not too much to talk about here. Nothing special with the box, nothing championship related, other than the description. Jimmie Johnson, number 48 Lowe's, 7-time champion, 2016 SS limited edition. So there you go. There's a little quick look at the box, and we will move on to the diecast. So here we go. Of course, you see champion 2016 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Lowe's here. On the front, same old Lowe's sponsor that we've had for the past, 15 years? So actually probably longer than that. Wow. Well, yeah, probably about 15 years if I'm not mistaken. So there you go. You do see the yellow, I guess it's a yellowish greenish, number 48 right there, and the yellow splitter for the Chase. Johnson with the yellow name banner and the yellow number. So I really like the yellow number as comparison to the one that we had earlier in the 2016 season, the one that was the white number. We'll take a look at that before too long, but right now we'll take a look at the diecast that we have in front of us. So, of course, Lowe's here on the side, Cobalt on the left rear quarter panel. So I'm kind of curious as the Chase progresses this year, if I'm quite sure that our splitters and spoilers on the back will be green, maybe, for the Chase this year, because the yellow was for the Sprint logo, so I'm sure that the name banner and the splitter and spoiler will probably be green, I would guess, even though I thought that the paint walls at Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway were going to be green because of Monster Energy, so they're actually yellow with the Sprint color, so that kind of surprised me. I thought they were going to paint them green, but nevertheless, there we go. So I guess we'll go ahead and take a look at the 2016 earlier in the season scheme. Once again, same scheme, just different color for the number. I really think that they did a good job with adding the yellow. Unfortunately, they didn't do it until later on in the season, probably the last half of the season, so that was kind of unfortunate. I would like to see Lionel. Of course, it's too late now. But Lionel never produced a 164 standard paint scheme for the with the yellow numbers. So I kind of wish they did. I know that they produced some of those race wins, and it did have the yellow bumper, the Martinsville win, and the Homestead win. But still, I would like to see just a standard, paint scheme with the yellow numbers, even though that's not going to happen because it's too late. But anyways, there we go. There is the 2016 championship car. So here you go. I guess we'll move on to the 2017 scheme of Jimmie Johnson, which you kind of notice probably that it's only 2 Jimmie Johnson diecasts. Yes, because they were pretty much the only ones that they had up there. They did have a couple. I think they had Casey Kane's Liftmaster there, and his UniFirst one. Maybe I think it was only his UniFirst one, because I don't know if the Liftmaster diecast has been made yet. But they did have that diecast, but they really didn't have anything new. These were pretty much the only new diecast. And they had like his new Sun Energy scheme for Chase Elliott, but I already have that scheme in the 2016 mold, which really is not much different. So these are the only 2 that I picked up, and I had planned on, like I said before, picking up the other ones at the track, but unfortunately I didn't. So I'll probably still order some of those. I did actually order some of those. I ordered Chase Elliott's Rookie of the Year diecast and Tony Stewart's Final Ride. So hopefully a review will be up before too long. Of course, I still have to do the review for the Paul Menard car that I got from NASCAR Authentics in the Wave 3. So that hopefully will be it for too long, maybe sometime next week. But here we go. So this is Jimmie Johnson's 2017 paint scheme, of course. Once again, Lowe's, for another year, we have Lowe's as a primary sponsor for Jimmie Johnson. And probably will be his primary sponsor until he retires. So, I bet Lowe's is pretty happy that he stayed in that contract throughout 7 championships. So, there we see a blue 48, which I'm kind of surprised that they didn't continue with the yellow. Of course, the yellow is on the roof of the car, but not on the side. Maybe they tried it. That's what I would guess. They probably tried it with the yellow. It didn't look right for whatever reason, so they went and changed it back to blue. But I would like to see a yellow 48 on there just to see how it would look. But maybe they'll do that for the chase. Maybe they'll change it halfway through the season again, like they did last year. Yeah, so not too much. Another yellow splitter up here on the front, and yellow 48 on the left, below the left front headlight. I guess it would be the right front headlight. But yeah, so I do like this scheme. I probably like the scheme just a little bit better than they had last year. I think the patriotic scheme really complemented this paint scheme. It was pretty much the same thing except white. And the lines, in fact, we can kind of take a look at it. There you go. You can kind of see the similarities. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, so I probably like the scheme just a little bit better. It's a little bit more, I guess, flashy with the yellow right here. So yeah, so there we go. We have Lowe's on the back as normal. Lowe's on the deck lid and on the back bumper, or back of the deck lid, I guess. And Cobalt here on the side, same on the left. And yeah, so there we go. Jimmie Johnson with the yellow name up there on top, which I don't believe is common. I believe it was, yeah, it was yellow, but it was more straight yellow. Actually, it was white, sorry. But yeah, so there we go. And of course, the NASCAR logo is just the standard NASCAR logo. No Monster Energy logo. It doesn't really show up too well on the camera because it's rather small. But of course, that. So there we go. That is Jimmie Johnson's 2017 scheme, and I guess we will continue to move on. So I did get this little pen for at the Toyota tent where I did get Denny Hamlin's autograph. Not too much to really talk about. I'm just going to probably set it on my shelf. But a 2018 Camry. So there you go. There's just a little pin that I got kind of for a trinket. And the other thing that I did get, die-cast wise, at the track would be the program car. So I'm going to talk about this program car in comparison to last year's program car. I was kind of disappointed, to be honest. There's a couple things about it that I do like the box. I'm going to talk about the box real quick. But the box is really good, and I usually try to keep these in the box because the box in itself is, once again, pretty good and has Charlotte Motor Speedway and 2017. Just like the one that I have for 2016 from Richmond International Speedway. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if I can open it up. But if you haven't noticed by now, of course this is the Silver Series. It's not the Gold Series. It's one step lower, so it's going to be a little bit cheaper. This actually got, as a package deal, for the booklet for the Coca-Cola 600, what it had. The booklet had like the driver's lineup, some career stats and stuff like that. A lot of sponsorship, but yeah, it came in a package. I believe it was a package, pretty much $10 for that, and then $5 for this. But yeah, if you kind of notice the windshield, the front and back windshield is blacked out, which, to be honest, I was kind of disappointed in. And they do have the 2016 Toyota Camry mold for it, so that's kind of odd. I guess Toyota Camry kind of sponsors, I guess, these die-cast or whatever, but it would be kind of nice if it wasn't in the 2016 mold. Of course, they couldn't do the 2017 mold. That's why I kind of wish it was the Chevrolet or Ford mold, maybe. But primarily, I like the the Chevrolet mold. That program car was the Toyota mold as well. So yeah, so there you go. Of course, these two windows here on the side are blacked out as well. The only one that's not blocked out is the one with the window net, so you can kind of see in there. It's very dark in there because there's no light hitting in there. But yeah, so you can see that it's on the PTC mold as we see there. So that's kind of unfortunate. Really, I mean, it's a program car. It's not like a real diecast, so I guess it's not too bad. But the giant, Goodyear wheels, I guess are really the only thing. But I don't know. Maybe the black windshield makes the colors pop on it. I don't know. But yeah, so I guess we'll go ahead and take a look at the one from Richmond. I'm not going to take it out of the box, but you see, of course, clear window And this one, once again, was on the PTC mold as well. You can tell by the tires. But yeah, and Silver Series there. But I guess it's alright. And I guess I'll just roll with it. Don't really have a choice. But there we go. There is the program car as well. So I guess we'll set that to the side. We'll take a look at the autograph that I got. So I did get 2 autographs, and I'll put some pictures up after the video, of course, as always. But I got this one from the Toyota station up there. And I really didn't even know he was going to be there. We just showed up, and they were talking about some other stuff, and before I knew it, they were like, hey, welcome, Denny Hamlin. So Denny Hamlin walked up there, and not really too many people were there, so I kind of just stepped right up to the gate and listened to him talk, got some pictures, and after his questioning, I guess, and he signed some autographs, and I got my autograph. So there we go. That's pretty cool. Come to find out, he was actually 20 minutes early, so that's the reason why there were not that many people there. But I think it looks really, really good in the gold Sharpie, and I think that looks awesome. And there we go. So after that, we went over to the tent next door, to another Toyota tent, and right afterwards was Daniel Suarez. So he got this booklet signed from me as well. Unfortunately, his Sharpie was not that good, and it kind of rubbed off. It's not because I didn't let it dry. I did let it dry. I set it out for about 15 minutes and let the ink dry, but it still kind of rubbed off. So that's kind of unfortunate. I did want him to sign it in the silver Sharpie as well, but he signed it with his own. But nevertheless, it's still kind of cool. I got Denny Hamlin and Daniel Suarez's autograph without actually having a pit pass. So it is possible. So there we go. I guess I'll go ahead and set that up in the back again as well. Hopefully it won't fall. Might fall. But yeah, so yeah. Maybe. Okay, I'll just set it there. Don't touch it. No wind. Don't blow on it. But yeah, so there we go. Once again, last year's winner, I guess last year's dominator, it would be Martin Truex Jr. And his diecast. I am looking forward to the diecast for this year's race. I think that's going to be awesome with Austin Dillon's first win. Definitely looking forward to that. I did order it in 1/24 scale, so I'm really hoping that gets produced. I mean, chances are it will get produced because it is pretty historical. But I'm really hoping that also the 1/64 scale gets produced because, like I've said before, for all my 1/24 scale diecast, I have a 1/64 scale diecast to go along with it. The only one that's kind of not following that pattern would be Chase Elliott's 2016 Richmond win in the Xfinity Series. They did not make that diecast in the 1/64 scale, so I kind of substituted his 2015 Darlington win on 1/64 scale, so I guess it kind of cheating the system. But nevertheless, I do hope both of those scales get produced, and I'll probably order both of them. So I've already ordered the 1/24 scale, but I'll probably get the 1/64 scale when it gets produced. Anyways, there we go, and I'll have to clean off my desk because it's pretty messy right now. But yeah, so we have the diecast that I got, and I guess I'll see you on the next video. So make sure y'all tune in next time, and go ahead and subscribe if you have not done so already. And yeah, so this is NASCAR Authentic Reviews, and I'm signing out. Take care, guys.